This man led the investigation into the Benghazi attacks, and the White House said he did a good job. But when Capitol Hill came calling, veteran diplomat Thomas Pickering seemed reluctant to testify. In fact, he's being forced to testify by subpoena tomorrow. It's news like this that makes the American people wonder what is exactly going on in Washington. And according to a brand new Fox News poll, 60% of people say there might be a cover-up in the works. Victoria Tenzing was the Deputy Assistant Attorney General for President Ronald Reagan. She and her husband also have represented some of the whistleblowers in the Benghazi case. She joins us live from D.C. Victoria, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay, so this review board put together an assessment of what happened. And the White House said that it was led by two men of unimpeachable expertise and credibility. But you have a problem with the way it was done because you say it's absolutely incomplete.
Well, it was supposed to be the end-all and be-all, and every reporter was supposed to just shut up as soon as they said ARB report. But it was so shoddily done. I mean, Mr. Pickering didn't have investigative experience, and it's shown by how they carried out this investigation. First, they didn't interview Hillary Clinton. Now, how could you do that? You didn't interview the Secretary of State. And then there were other witnesses who weren't interviewed, including my husband's client, Mark Thompson, who was in charge of sending a rescue team out if there was a hostage or terrorism attack. And they kept him out of the loop for the whole duration of September 11th and 12th. And then when he asked to be interviewed twice by the ARB,
right,
they didn't interview him. Now, let me tell you what else they did, and it was really unfair to the witnesses. They didn't have a stenographer. They had note takers. Note takers take down what they want to, what they maybe hear, what they want to put down.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they have a tape recorder rolling or something?
Yeah, why wouldn't they? You have to wonder that, don't you? Well, let me get to maybe why they didn't do it. And they didn't let my client, Mr. Hicks, read what the note takers put down. They didn't let him look at a draft report, and if they had, he would have caught a false statement in there. I wonder why they didn't let him read the false report, the statement. He said that the reason the ambassador went to Benghazi was at Hillary's direction because she wanted a permanent post, and she gave him that request on the day he was sworn in as ambassador. He told that to Mr. Pickering, and he said, Pickering visibly flinched when he said that and said, did the seventh floor know that? Now, let me tell you what Mr. Pickering put into the report. The board found that Ambassador Stevens made the decision to travel to Benghazi independently of Washington. Absolute false statement. He's got some splaining to do.
He certainly does. Now, I understand later today, as soon as you leave the office, you're going to go, the Bureau, you're going to go to the office, and this is breaking news. What are you about to do?
I'm going to ask the State Department IG to launch an investigation of those so-called State Department personnel who are whispering malicious and false statements to journalists about my client, Mr. Hicks, in order to get them to write a story about him. It's a criminal offense to interfere with any federal employee's right to bring information to Congress. So they're not only trying to punish Mr. Hicks, but they're trying to intimidate other people from coming forward. And you know where they should start, Steve?
Where?
In the press office. Start that investigation in the State Department press office, where they've already made false statements about me publicly.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. Victoria Tenzing, who's got a busy day ahead of her. Victoria, thank you very much for joining us live.